Masters competition. I'm Jean-Paul Menu. The Today's Money Masters competition comprises 3 professional investors and a novice, each provided with $500,000 to invest. The participants will invest in stocks, bonds, and collective investment schemes. They will share their strategies over this 1-year period. At the end of the period, the top portfolio manager will be declared. So let's join the masters for this very exciting journey. But first, a word from our sponsors. Today's program, we're joined by Timar Jackson, our professional from NCB Capital Markets Limited. Welcome, Timar.
Thank you for having me, JP.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good, good. You've recently bought, let's get right into it. You've recently bought Caribbean Cement Company Limited. Why?
Well, first of all, JP, I mentioned when I introduced myself some weeks ago that I look for stocks based on 2 main criteria. I look for growth stocks and value stocks, right?
Okay.
Now, I'm seeing Caribbean Cement as a major growth play for me. Reason being, the company has seen a significant growth in its earnings over the last year or so. I mean, in its most recent quarter, we've seen where the company's bottom line has grown by significant triple digits,
okay,
right? The last quarter's result alone, that's the first quarter of 2019, that result represents more than 45% of what they earned for the entire year in 2018.
Okay.
So if we're talking about growth, there is growth. In addition to that, the company is supported by very strong fundamentals. When you look at what is happening in the construction sector here in Jamaica, I mean, it's amazing. I've not seen anything like this for my entire lifetime.
Lots of construction.
Lots of construction. When you look at the Kingston skyline, any direction you look, you're seeing high-risers, you're seeing commercial properties being built up all around the corporate area. You're seeing residential properties. A lot of them are in the
and not
pipeline.
just in Kingston either, right? Across the island.
Exactly. There are also major infrastructure projects currently being undertaken by the government. So everything points to a very solid year for Caribbean Cement, and I'm very bullish on the stock.
Okay, good. With the local dollar dropping, Timar, against the US dollar, why should someone out there, one of our viewers, still buy stocks in Jamaican dollars?
Well, I think it's a reasonably simple answer. Jamaica, for the last couple of years, has the best performing stock market anywhere on the earth, right? So when investors are investing, we really think about returns. Now, if you have a stock market that's returning fairly high double-digit returns, right? That's going to be very attractive. You compare that now, so let me put it in context. Jamaica's combined market has returned more than 25% since the start of the calendar year.
Okay.
The Jamaican dollar versus the US dollar has depreciated by single digits, somewhere in the region of about 5 to 7%.
Okay.
Now, if you strip that out, I'm still going to be in a surplus if I invest in the Jamaican stock market, right? So that is my reason why I would say that, look, invest in the Jamaica stock market because it's really buoyant right now. It's a massive opportunity. I think persons outside of Jamaica would love to find this opportunity that we have here in Jamaica. So I'm very bullish on the Jamaican stock market as well.
It's our little secret, though.
Yes.
No, but we want to get the word out there. And you mentioned bullish a moment ago. I just want you to clarify for our viewers, what does that mean?
Well, in investment parlance, it really means we're optimistic about the prospects for a certain investment.
Okay. That's that bull on Wall Street. That's where that comes from, right?
I'm not the bull, though. I'm the owl. I'm the wise one.
That's right. All right. Tomorrow we're up on a break. We'll be back with a little bit more with Timar Jackson right after this. Keep it here. Welcome back. We're speaking with Timar Jackson. Timar, our curious audience wants to know, what are 2 growth industries you see in the domestic economy and why?
Okay, so the 2 industries that I see as having very strong growth prospects are one, the financial sector, and two, the construction sector, which I mentioned before. When I think about what has been happening in Jamaica for the last couple of months especially, in terms of both fiscal and monetary policy, you see where the government has really, and the BOJ, has really been trying their best to stimulate activity in the real sector. The government, just in its last budget presentation, announced a raft of measures which basically will allow for ease of transfer of property. They've reduced the cost of stamp duty, which I would say is a part of the reason why we're seeing such a boom in the housing sector. Along with that boom in the housing sector, people will need to borrow loans, right? So they'll need to go to the banks. The banks will need to write them a mortgage and that sort of thing. So with that sort of activity, it's also very positive for the financial sector because they'll be able to make more fee income as they write more loans and so forth. Overall, I think the competition within the financial sector as well has been driving a lot of innovation, which has been driving efficiency, and we should see that translating in the near future in some gains. We are seeing some consolidation as well. Major companies are buying up other companies, right? So that will augur very well for the future earnings of those companies that are pursuing such activities.
Thank you, Timar Jackson. That was Timar Jackson giving us his financial thoughts this week. And join us next week, same time, for another exciting episode of the Masters Competition as we speak with the other participants. Follow the pros and the one novice each week on the Masters Competition. Listen and analyze the strategies with the Masters on RJR 94 FM Thursdays at 8:45 a.m. as they challenge each other to stay ahead. Also, look out for the portfolios in the Sunday Gleaner. The Masters Competition is a product of Today's Money Limited, brought to you in partnership with NCB Capital Markets Limited, Proven Wealth Limited, Money Masters Limited, Credit Union Fund Management Company Limited, and the Jamaica Stock Exchange. The Masters is another fine product from Today's Money Limited.